You know, JB, sometimes a man's name speaks volumes, and it's certainly true in our next story. After more than 14 seasons with the NFL, an injury forced Mack Strong into early retirement last October. But as it turns out, that career-ending injury led him to a new mission in life. And as you'll see, Mack is as strong as ever. To say that Seattle fans love you is an understatement, Mr. Seahawk. So I'm just going to read a couple of the blogs that people have written about you. I've never seen a professional athlete that was a better human being retire his jersey, one of the greatest Seahawks. How does it make you feel?
I think it's the highest compliment for people just to respect what you do and who you are.
For nearly 15 years, Mack Strong played for the Seattle Seahawks, blocking for such prolific Pro Bowl rushers as Chris Warren, Ricky Watters, and the 2005 league MVP Shaun Alexander. October 7, 2007 was a game like any other. Mack, who many believed was the league's best blocking fullback, lined up against the Steelers.
And I just had a collision that wasn't, you know, the biggest collision I've ever been in, but it sent pain and shock waves, you know, throughout my arms and both my legs, all the way into my fingers and my toes at the same time. And it definitely scared me, and I immediately got off the field.
A herniated disc in his neck caused trauma to his spinal cord. Mack Strong announced his retirement the very next day.
There's a lot more to life than football. I've got a wife and 2 kids. The fact that I was able to walk off the field, the fact that I'm able to spend time, you know, with my wife and kids, that I won't have to worry about paralysis or anything like that. I mean, what a blessing. I mean, how could you be angry? You know, I got to live out my dream for 2-3 careers. You know, I got to play at the highest level, and now I get a chance to leave, you know, the game honorably.
So how do you go from playing in the NFL for over 14 years to unexpectedly retiring? For Mack, the support came from his wife, Zoe.
To say that she, that I wouldn't be where I'm at today without her is an understatement. She's all the inspiration that I need. The reason why we decided to do what we did as far as the program that we started with Teamworks is inspired by my wife.
Mack's wife, Zoe, is half Native American. Growing up on an Indian reservation, she experienced the population's hopelessness firsthand. This is the Tulalip Reservation, located just north of Seattle, where Mack and Zoe Strong's Teamworks Academy Sports and Leadership Camp is offering support to Native American children.
It was so obvious that the Native American youth were the largest needs. It was the highest suicide rate, the highest dropout rate, and testing the lowest in the state of Washington in math, reading, and writing. And so from that, we realized that even though I'm a Nez Perce, from the Nez Perce tribe, my husband's not, but realizing that's one of the biggest needs that we can make an impact.
During the school year, Mack and Zoe tutor and mentor at-risk Native American youth in grades 4 through 8. The goal is to have these students in turn become mentors for the younger children when they enter high school.
Football is a game, and it's a great game, and I love it. And it's opened a lot of doors for me. But this is what's really going on in the lives of a lot of people in our world today. You know, you see a situation like that, and you can't help but for your heart to go out for them and want to get involved to help them. And so that's the reason why we do what we do.
We at the Mack Strong camp, let's get this thing going.
This camp is unlike any other. It's built around the Teamworks motto: strong minds, strong bodies, and strong character. Now Mack is the inspiration for these Native American kids.
He's like a guy I look up to, a professional, and watched him for years, and he taught me a lot about not doing drugs and alcohol, how that can ruin you if you want to have a career in football.
So when I talk about a strong body, it means a lot to me.
Looking at Mack Strong 1 year after he was forced to leave the game he loves, it's clear there's much more to this man than what fans saw on Sundays.
What do you hope your legacy, the legacy is that you leave behind?
A lot of people, pay a lot of money, sit in the stadiums, to watch us do our thing, and we need to do it to the best of our abilities. And so I try to do that, but I think more importantly, it's the things that I stood for off the field. It's about family, it's about community, it's about responsibility. Hopefully those will be the things that when people remember Mack Strong, that's what they remember about me.